Job chapter 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and turned away from evil. There were born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. His sons went and feasted in their houses every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. It was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and set them apart, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all, because Job said, It may be that my sons have did wrong, and cursed the supreme authority, mighty Creator, in their inner thinking center. Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, came to present themselves before he exists, and the adversary came also among them. He exists said to the adversary, From where do you come? Then the adversary answered, He exists, and said, From going to and fro in the land, and from walking up and down in it. He exists said to the adversary, Have you considered my servant worker Job, that there is none like him in the land, a perfect and upright man, one that fears the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and turns away from evil? Then the adversary answered, He exists, and said, Does Job fear the supreme authority, mighty Creator, for nothing? Have not you made a hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth your hand now, and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face. He exists said to the adversary, Look, all that he has is in your power, only upon himself. Put not forth your hands. So the adversary went forth from the presence of He exists. There was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. There came a messenger to Job, and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. The Sabeans fell upon them, and took them away. Yes, they have slain the servant workers with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The fire of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, is fallen from heaven, and has burned up the sheep and the servant workers, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yes, and slain the servant workers with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, Your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. Look, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground, and bowed down. Said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked will I return. There he exists gave, and he exists has taken away. Blessed be the name of He exists. In all this Job did wrong not, nor charged the supreme authority, mighty Creator, foolishly. Job chapter 2. Again there was a day when the sons of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, came to present themselves before He exists, and the adversary came also among them to present himself before He exists. He exists said to the adversary, From where do you come? And the adversary answered, He exists, and said, From going to and fro in the land, and from walking up and down in it. He exists said to the adversary, Have you considered my servant worker Job, that there is none like him in the land, a perfect and upright man, one that fears the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and turns away from evil, and still he holds fast his integrity, although you moved me against him to destroy him without cause. The adversary answered, He exists, and said, Skin for skin, yes, all that a man has will he give for his life. But put forth your hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse you to your face. He exists said to the adversary, Look, he is in your hand, but save his life. So the adversary went forth from the presence of He exists, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot to his crown. He took him a potsherd to scrape himself with, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife to him, Do you still retain your integrity? Curse the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and die. But he said to her, You speak as one of the foolish women speaks. What will we receive good at the hand of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and will we not receive evil? In all this did not Job wrong with his lips. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came everyone from his own place, Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, because they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him, and to comfort him. When they lifted up their eyes afar off, and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept, and they rent everyone his mantle, and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spoke a word to him, because they saw that his grief was very great. Job chapter 3. After this Job opened his mouth and cursed his day. Job spoke and said, Let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night, in which it was said, There is a man-child conceived. Let that day be darkness, let not the supreme authority, mighty Creator, regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it, let a cloud dwell upon it, let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it, let it not be joined to the days of the year, let it not come into the number of the months. Look, let that night be solitary, let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse at that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark, let it look for light, but have none, neither let it see the dawning of the day. Because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from my eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the breath when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me, or why the breasts that I should suck? Because now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest, with king rulers and counselors of the land, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver. Or as a hidden and timely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together, they hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant worker is free from his master authority. Why is light given to him that is in misery, and life to the bitter and inner thinking center, which long for death, but it comes not, and dig for it more than for hidden treasures, which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave? Why is light given to a man whose travel path is hidden, and whom the supreme authority, mighty Creator, has hedged in? Because my sighing comes before I eat, and my roarings are poured out like the waters. Because the thing which I greatly feared has come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come to me. I was not in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. Job chapter 4. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, If we say to commune with you, will you be grieved? But who can withhold himself from speaking? Look, you have instructed many, and you have strengthened the weak hands. Your words have upheld him that was falling, and you have strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon you, and you faint, it touches you, and you are troubled. Is not this your fear, your confidence, your hope, and the uprightness of your ways? Remember, I pray you, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the upright cut off? Even as I have seen they that plow wrongdoing, and sow trouble, reap the same. By the breath of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, they perish, and by the blast of his anger are they consumed. The roaring of the lion and the voice of the fierce lion and the teeth of the young lions are broken. The old lion perishes for lack of prey, and the stout lion's whelps are scattered abroad. Now a thing was secretly brought to me, and my ear received a little thereof. In thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falls on men, fear came upon me, and trembling which made all my bones to shake. Then a creative breath passed before my face, the hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before my eyes, there was silence, and I heard a voice saying, Will mortal man be more just than the supreme authority, mighty Creator? Will a man be more pure than his Maker? Look, he put no trust in his servant workers, and his messengers he charged with folly. How much less in them that dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, which are crushed before the moth. They are destroyed from morning to evening, they perish forever without any regarding it. Does not their excellency which is in them go away? They die even without wisdom. Job chapter 5. Call now if there be any that will answer you, and to which of the set apart ones will you turn? Because wrath kills the foolish man, and envy slays the simple one. I have seen the foolish taking root, but suddenly I cursed his habitation. His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gate, neither is there any to deliver them. Whose harvest the hungry eats up and takes it even out of the thorns, and the robber swallows up their substance. Although affliction comes not forth of the dust, neither does trouble spring out of the ground, yet man is born to trouble as the sparks fly upward. I would seek to the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and to the supreme authority, mighty Creator, would I commit my cause, which does great things and unsearchable marvelous things without number, who gives rain upon the land and sends waters upon the fields, to set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety. He disappoints the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He takes the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the crooked is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saves the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor has hope, and wrongdoing stops her mouth. Look, happy is the man whom the supreme authority, mighty Creator, corrects. Therefore despise not you the discipline of the Almighty, because he makes sore and binds up you wounds, and his hands make whole. He will deliver you in 6 troubles, yes, in 7 there will no evil touch you. In famine he will redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You will be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither will you be afraid of destruction when it comes. At destruction and famine you will laugh, neither will you be afraid of the beasts of the land, because you will be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field will be at peace with you. You will know that your tent is in peace, and you will visit your habitation and will not wrong. You will know also that your seed will be great, and your offspring as the grass of the land. You will come to your grave in a full age, like as a shock of corn comes in his season. Look, this we have searched it, so it is hear it, and know you it for your good. Job chapter 6. But Job answered and said, Oh, that my grief were thoroughly weighed, and my calamity laid in the balances together, because now it would be heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore my words are swallowed up, because the arrows of the Almighty are within me. The poison whereof drinks up my creative breath. The terrors of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, do set themselves in array against me. Does the wild ass bray when he has grass, or lows the ox over his fodder? Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt, or is there any taste in the white of an egg? The things that my inner thinking center refuse to touch are as my sorrowful meat. Oh, that I might have my request, and that the supreme authority, mighty Creator, would grant me the thing that I long for. Even that it would please the supreme authority, mighty Creator, to destroy me, that he would let loose his hand and cut me off. Then should I yet have comfort, yes, I would harden myself in sorrow, let him not spare, because I have not concealed the words of the set apart. 1. What is my strength that I should hope, and what is my end that I should prolong my life? Is my strength the strength of stones, or is my flesh of bronze? Is not my help in me, and is wisdom driven quite from me? To him that is afflicted pity should be shown from his friend, but he forsakes the fear of the Almighty. My brothers have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and as the stream of brooks they pass away, which are blackish by reason of the ice, and wherein the snow is hidden. What time they wax warm they vanish, when it is hot they are consumed out of their place. The paths of their way are turned aside, they go to nothing and perish. The troops of Tema look, the companies of Sheba waited for them. They were confounded because they had hoped, they came there and were ashamed. Because now you are nothing, you see my casting down and are afraid. Did I say, bring to me, or give a reward for me of your substance? Or deliver me from the enemy's hand, or redeem me from the hand of the mighty? Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred. How forcible are right words, but what does your arguing reprove? Do you imagine to reprove words and the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as wind? Yes, you overwhelm the fatherless, and you dig a pit for your friend. Now therefore be content, look upon me, because it is evident to you if I lie. Return, I pray you, let it not be wrongdoing. Yes, return again, my rightness is in it. Is there wrongdoing in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things? Job chapter 7. Is there not an appointed time to man upon land? Are not his days also like the days of a hired servant worker? As a servant worker earnestly desires the shadow, and as a hired man looks for the reward of his work, so am I made to possess months of vanity, and wearisome nights are appointed to me. When I lie down I say, when will I arise? And the night be gone, and I am full of tossings to and fro to the dawning of the day. My flesh is clothed with worms and clods of dust, my skin is broken and become loathsome. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and are spent without hope. Remember that my life is wind, my eye will no more see good. The eye of him that has seen me will see me no more. Your eyes are upon me, and I am not. As the cloud is consumed, and vanishes away, so he that goes down to the grave will come up no more. He will return no more to his house, neither will his place know him any more. Therefore I will not refrain my mouth, I will speak in the anguish of my creative breath. I will complain in the bitterness of my inner thinking center. Am I a sea or a sea monster that you set a watch over me? When I say my bed will comfort me, my couch will ease my complaint, then you scare me with dreams and terrify me through visions, so that my inner thinking center chooses strangling and death rather than my life. I loathe it, I would not live, always let me alone, because my days are vanity. What is man that you should magnify him, and that you should set your inner thinking center upon him, that you should visit him every morning and try him every moment? How long will you not depart from me, nor let me alone till I swallow down my spittle? I have did wrong, what will I do? Do you, O watcher of men, why have you set me as a mark against you, so that I am a burden to myself? Why do you not pardon my rebellious wrong and take away my wrongdoing? Because now will I sleep in the dust, and you will seek me in the morning, but I will not be. Job chapter 8. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, How long will you speak these things, and how long will the words of your mouth be like a strong wind? Does the supreme authority, mighty creator, pervert judgment, or does the Almighty pervert justice? If your children have did wrong against him, and he have cast them away for their rebellious wrong, if you would seek to the supreme authority, mighty creator, early, and make your supplication to the Almighty, if you were pure and upright, surely now he would awake for you, and make the habitation of your rightness prosperous. Though your beginning was small, yet your latter end should greatly increase. For inquire, I pray you, of the former age, and prepare yourself to the search of their fathers, because we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon land are a shadow. Will they not teach you and tell you and utter words out of their inner thinking center? Can the rush grow up without mire? Can the flag grow without water? While it is yet in his greenness and not cut down, it withers before any other herb. So are the paths of all that forget the supreme authority, mighty creator, and the hope of the profane will perish, whose hope will be cut off, and whose trust will be the spider's web. He will lean upon his house, but it will not stand. He will hold it fast, but it will not endure. He is green before the sun, and his branch shoots forth in his garden. His roots are wrapped about the heap, and seize the place of stones. If he destroy him from his place, then it will deny him, saying, I have not seen you. Look, this is the joy of his way, and out of the land will others grow. Look, the supreme authority, mighty creator, will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers, till he fill your mouth with laughing and your lips with rejoicing. They that hate you will be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked will come to nothing. Job chapter 9. Then Job answered and said, I know it is so of a truth, but how should man be just with the supreme authority, mighty creator? If he will contend with him, he cannot answer him 1 of 1,000. He is wise in inner thinking center, and mighty in strength, who has hardened himself against him, and has prospered, which removes the mountains, and they know not, which overturns them in his anger, which shakes the land out of her place, and the pillars thereof tremble, which commands the sun, and it rises not, and seals up the stars, which alone spreads out the heavens, and treads upon the waves of the sea, which makes Arcturus, Orion, and Pleiades, and the chambers of the south, which does great things past finding out, yes, and wonders without number. Look, he goes by me, and I see him not. He passes on also, but I perceive him not. Look, he takes away. Who can hinder him? Who will say to him, What do you? If the supreme authority, mighty creator, will not withdraw his anger, the proud helpers do stoop under him. How much less will I answer him, and choose out my words to reason with him? Whom though I were right, yet would I not answer, but I would make supplication to my judge. If I had called and he had answered me, yet would I not believe that he had listened to my voice. Because he breaks me with a tempest, and multiplies my wounds without cause. He will not allow me to take my breath. but fills me with bitterness. If I speak of strength, look, he is strong, and if of judgment, who will set me a time to plead? If I justify myself, my own mouth will condemn me. If I say I am perfect, it will also prove me perverse. Though I were perfect, yet would I not know my inner thinking center. I would despise my life. This is one thing, therefore I said it, he destroys the perfect and the wicked. If the scourge slay suddenly, he will laugh at the trial of the innocent. The land is given into the hand of the wicked, he covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now my days are swifter than a post, they flee away, they see no good. They are passed away as the swift ships, as the eagle that hastens to the prey. If I say I will forget my complaint, I will leave off my heaviness and comfort myself. I am afraid of all my sorrows, I know that you will not hold me innocent. If I be wicked, why then labor I in vain? If I wash myself with snow water and make my hands never so clean, yet will you plunge me in the ditch, and my own clothes will abhor me. Because he is not a man as I am, that I should answer him, and we should come together in judgment. Neither is there any daysman between us, that might lay his hand upon us both. Let him take his rod away from me, and let not his fear terrify me. Then would I speak and not fear him, but it is not so with me. Job chapter 10. My inner thinking center is weary of my life. I will leave my complaint upon myself. I will speak in the bitterness of my inner thinking center. I will say to the supreme authority, mighty creator, do not condemn me. Show me therefore you contend with me. Is it good to you that you should oppress, that you should despise the work of your hands, and shine upon the counsel of the wicked? Have you eyes of flesh, or do you see as man sees? Are your days as the days of man, or your years as man's days? That you inquire after my wrongdoing, and search after my wrong. You know that I am not wicked, and there is none that can deliver out of your hand. Your hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet you do destroy me. Remember, I beseech you, that you have made me as the clay. And will you bring me into dust again? Have you not poured me out as milk, and curdled me like cheese? You have clothed me with skin and flesh, and have fenced me with bones and sinews. You have granted me life and trust, loyalty, and your visitation has preserved my creative breath. These things have you hid in your inner thinking center. I know that this is with you. If I wrong, then you mark me, and you will not acquit me from my wrongdoing. If I be wicked, woe to me, and if I be right, yet will I not lift up my head. I am full of confusion, therefore see you my affliction. Because it increases, you hunt me as a fierce lion, and again you show yourself marvelous upon me. You renew your witnesses against me and increase. Your indignation upon me changes, and war are against me. Therefore then have you brought me forth out of the womb. Oh, that I had given up the breath, and no eye had seen me. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little, before I go where I will not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. The land of darkness is darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is darkness. Job chapter 11. Then answered Zophar the Naamathite and said, Should not the multitude of words be answered, and should a man full of talk be justified? Should your lies make men hold their peace, and when you mock will no man make you ashamed? Because you have said, My doctrine is pure, and I am clean in your eyes. But oh, that the supreme authority, mighty creator, would speak and open his lips against you, that he would show you the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is no. Therefore know that the supreme authority, mighty creator, exacts of you less than your wrongdoing deserves. Can you by searching find out the supreme authority, mighty creator? Can you find out the Almighty to perfection? It is as high as heaven. What can you do? Deeper than Sheol. What can you know? The measure thereof is longer than the land, and broader than the sea. If he cut off and shut up, or gather together, then who can hinder him? Because he knows vain men, he sees wickedness also, will he not then consider it? For vain man would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass's colt. If you prepare your inner thinking center, and stretch out your hands toward him, if wrongdoing be in your hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in your tents. Because then will you lift up your face without spot. Yes, you will be steadfast, and will not fear. Because you will forget your misery, and remember it as waters that pass away. Your age will be clearer than the noonday. You will shine forth. You will be as the morning. You will be secure, because there is hope. Yes, you will dig about you, and you will take your rest in safety. Also you will lie down, and none will make you afraid. Yes, many will make suit to you, but the eyes of the wicked will fail, and they will not escape, and their hope will be as the giving up of the breath. Job chapter 12. And Job answered and said, No doubt, but you are the people group, and wisdom will die with you. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Yes, who knows not such things as these? I am as one mocked of his neighbor, who calls upon the supreme authority, mighty creator, and he answers him. The just upright man is laughed to scorn. He that is ready to slip with his feet is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease. The tents of robbers prosper, and they that provoke the supreme authority, mighty creator, are secure, into whose hand the supreme authority, mighty creator, brings abundantly. But ask now the beasts, and they will teach you, and the birds of the heavens, and they will tell you. Or speak to the land, and it will teach you, and the fishes of the sea will declare to you. Who knows not in all these that the hand of he exists has worked this? In whose hand is the life of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind? Does not the ear try words, and the mouth taste his meat? With the aged is wisdom, and in length of days understanding. With him is wisdom and strength, he has counsel and understanding. Look, he breaks down, and it cannot be built again. He shuts up a man, and there can be no opening. Look, he withholds the waters, and they dry up also. He sends them out, and they overturn the land. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leads counselors away spoiled, and makes the judges fools. He looses the bond of king rulers, and girds their loins with a belt. He leads princes away spoiled, and overthrows the mighty. He removes the speech of the trusted, and takes away the understanding of the aged. He pours contempt upon princes, and weakens the strength of the mighty. He reveals deep things out of darkness, and brings out to light the shadow of death. He increases the people nations, and destroys them. He enlarges the people nations, and leads them away. He takes away the inner thinking center of the chief of the people of the land, and causes them to wander in a wilderness, for there is no way. They grope in the dark without light, and he makes them to stagger like a drunken man. Job chapter 13. Look, my eye has seen all this, my ear has heard and understood it. But you know the same do I know also. I am not inferior to you. Surely I would speak to the Almighty, and I desire to reason with the supreme authority, mighty creator. But you are forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value. Oh, that you would altogether hold your peace, and it would be your wisdom. Hear now my reasoning, and listen to the pleadings of my lips. Will you speak wickedly for the supreme authority, mighty creator, and talk deceitfully for him? Will you accept his person? Will you contend for the supreme authority, mighty creator? Is it good that he should search you out, or as one man mocks another, do you so mock him? He will surely reprove you if you do secretly accept persons. Will not his excellency make you afraid, and his dread fall upon you? Your remembrances are like ashes, your bodies to bodies of clay. Hold your peace, let me alone, that I may speak, and let come on me but will. Why do I take my flesh in my teeth, and put my life in my hand? Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. But I will maintain my own ways before him. He also will be my rescue, because a profane man will not come before him. Hear diligently my speech and my declaration with your ears. Look now, I have ordered my cause, I know that I will be justified. Who is he that will plead with me? Because now if I hold my tongue, I will give up the breath. Only do not two things to me, then will I not hide myself from you. Withdraw your hand far from me, and let not your fear make me afraid. Then call you, and I will answer, or let me speak and answer you me. How many are my iniquities and wrongs? Make me to know my rebellious wrong and my wrong. Therefore hide you your face, and hold me for your enemy. Will you break a leaf driven to and fro, and will you pursue the dry stubble? Because you write bitter things against me, and make me to possess the iniquities of my youth. You put my feet also in the stocks, and look narrowly to all my paths. You set a print upon the heels of my feet. And he as a rotten thing consumes, as a garment that is moth-eaten. Job chapter 14. Man that is born of a woman is of few days, and full of trouble. He comes forth like a flower, and is cut down. He flees also as a shadow, and continues not. And do you open your eyes upon such a one, and bring me into judgment with you? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with you. You have appointed his bounds, that he cannot pass. Turn from him, that he may rest till he will accomplish as a hired man his day. Because there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again, and that the tender branch thereof will not cease. Though the root thereof wax old in the land, and the stock thereof die in the ground, yet through the scent of water it will bud, and bring forth boughs like a plant. But man dies and wastes away, yes, man gives up the breath, and where is he? As the waters fail from the sea, and the flood decays and dries up, so man lies down and rises not till the heavens be no more. They will not awake, nor be raised out of their sleep. Oh, that you would hide me in the grave, that you would keep me secret until your wrath be past, that you would appoint me a set time, and remember me. If a man die, will he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. You will call, and I will answer you. You will have a desire to the work of your hands. Because now you number my steps, do you not watch over my wrong? My rebellious wrong is sealed up in a bag, and you sew up my wrongdoing. And surely the mountain falling comes to nothing, and the rock is removed out of his place. The waters wear the stones, you wash away the things which grow out of the dust of the land, and you destroy the hope of man. You prevail forever against him, and he passes. You change his countenance and send him away. His sons come to honor, and he knows it not, and they are brought low, but he perceives it none of them. But his flesh upon him will have pain, and his inner thinking center within him will mourn. Job chapter 15. Then answered Eliphaz the Temanite and said, Should a wise man utter vain knowledge, and fill his belly with the east wind? Should he reason with unprofitable talk, or with speeches whereby he can do no good? Yes, you cast off fear and restrain prayer before the supreme authority, mighty Creator. Because your mouth utters your wrongdoing, and you choose the tongue of the crafty. Your own mouth condemns you, and not I. Yes, your own lips testify against you. Are you the first man that was born, or were you made before the hills? Have you heard the secret of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and do you restrain wisdom to yourself? What know you that we know not? What understand you which is not in us? With us are both the gray-headed and very aged men, much elder than your father. Are the consolations of the supreme authority, mighty Creator, small with you? Is there any secret thing with you? Why does your inner thinking center carry you away, and what do your eyes wink at? That you turn your creative breath against the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and let such words go out of your mouth. What is man that he should be clean, and he which is born of a woman that he should be right? Look, he puts no trust in his set-apart ones. Yes, the heavens are not clean in his sight. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinks wrongdoing like water. I will show you, hear me, and that which I have seen I will declare, which wise men have told from their fathers, and have not hid it, to whom alone the land was given, and no stranger passed among them. The wicked man travails with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer will come upon him. He believes not that he will return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. He wanders abroad for bread, saying, Where is it? He knows that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish will make him afraid. They will prevail against him as a king ready to the battle. Because he stretches out his hand against the supreme authority, mighty Creator, and strengthens himself against the Almighty. He runs upon him, even on his neck, upon the thick bosses of his shields. Because he covers his face with his fatness, and makes columns of fat on his flanks. He dwells in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabits, which are ready to become heaps. He will not be rich, neither will his substance continue, neither will he prolong the perfection thereof upon the land. He will not depart out of darkness, the flame will dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth will he go away. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, because vanity will be his recompense. It will be accomplished before his time, and his branch will not be green. He will shake off his unripe grape as the vine, and will cast off his flower as the olive. Because the congregation of the profane will be desolate, and fire will consume the tents of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepares deceit. Job chapter 16. Then Job answered and said, I have heard many such things. Miserable comforters are you all. Will vain words have an end, or what emboldens you that you answer? I also could speak, as you do. If your inner thinking center were in my inner thinking center's place, I could heap up words against you and shake my head at you. But I would strengthen you with my mouth, and the moving of my lips would ease your grief. Though I speak, my grief is not eased, and though I forbear, what am I eased? But now he has made me weary, you have made desolate all my company. You have filled me with wrinkles, which is a witness against me. And my leanness rising up in me bears witness to my face. He tears me in his wrath who hates me, he gnashes upon me with his teeth, my enemy sharpens his eyes upon me. They have gaped upon me with their mouth, they have struck me upon the cheek reproachfully, they have gathered themselves together against me. The supreme authority, mighty creator, has delivered me to the ungodly and turned me over into the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he has broken me asunder, he has also taken me by my neck, and shaken me to pieces, and set me up for his mark. His archers compass me round about, he cleaves my kidneys asunder, and does not spare, he pours out my gall upon the ground. He breaks me with breach upon breach, he runs upon me like a giant. I have sewed sackcloth upon my skin, and defiled my horn in the dust. My face is foul with weeping, and on my eyelids is the shadow of death. Not for any injustice in my hands also my prayer is pure. O land, cover not you my blood, and let my cry have no place. Also now look, my witness is in heaven, and my record is on high. My friends scorn me, but my eye pours out tears to the supreme authority, mighty creator. Oh, that one might plead for a man with the supreme authority, mighty creator, as a man pleads for his neighbor. When a few years are come, then I will go the way from where I will not return. Job chapter 17. My breath is corrupt, my days are extinct, the graves are ready for me. Are there not mockers with me, and does not my eye continue in their provocation? Lay down now, put me in a surety with you. Who is he that will strike hands with me? Because you have hid their inner thinking center from understanding, therefore will you not exalt them. He that speaks flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children will fail. He has made me also a byword of the people group, and before a time I was as a tabret. My eye also is dim by reason of sorrow, and all my members are as a shadow. Upright men will be astonished at this, and the innocent will stir up himself against the profane. The right also will hold on his way, and he that has clean hands will be stronger and stronger. But as for you all, do you return and come now, because I cannot find one wise man among you. My days are past, my purposes are broken off, even the thoughts of my inner thinking center. They change the night into day, the light is short because of darkness. If I wait, the grave is my house, I have made my bed in the darkness. I have said to corruption, you are my father, to the worm, you are my mother and my sister. Where is now my hope? As for my hope, who will see it? They will go down to the bars of the pit, when our rest together is in the dust. Job chapter 18. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, How long will it be before you make an end of words, Mark, and afterward we will speak? Therefore are we counted as beasts and reputed vile in your sight. He tears himself in his anger. Will the land be forsaken for you, or will the rock be removed out of his place? Yes, the light of the wicked will be put out, and the spark of his fire will not shine. The light will be dark in his tent, and his lamp will be put out with him. The steps of his strength will be straightened, and his own counsel will cast him down. Because he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walks upon a snare. The gin will take him by the heel, and the robber will prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terrors will make him afraid on every side, and will drive him to his feet. His strength will be hunger-bitten, and destruction will be ready at his side. It will devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death will devour his strength. His confidence will be rooted out of his tent, and it will bring him to the king of terrors. It will dwell in his tent, because it is none of his. Brimstone will be scattered upon his habitation. His roots will be dried up beneath, and above will his branch be cut off. His remembrance will perish from the land, and he will have no name in the street. He will be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. He will neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remain in his dwellings. They that come after him will be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knows not the supreme authority, mighty creator. Job chapter 19. Then Job answered and said, How long will you vex my inner thinking center and break me in pieces with words? These 10 times have you reproached me. You are not ashamed that you make yourselves strange to me. If indeed I have erred, mine error remains with myself. If indeed you will magnify yourselves against me and plead against me my reproach, know now that the supreme authority, mighty creator, has overthrown me and has compassed me with his net. Look, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He has fenced up my way, that I cannot pass, and he has set darkness in my paths. He has stripped me of my honor and taken the crown from my head. He has destroyed me on every side, and I am gone, and my hope has he removed like a tree. He has also kindled his wrath against me, and he counts me to him as one of his enemies. His troops come together and raise up their way against me and encamp round about my tent. He has put my brothers far from me, and my acquaintance are truly estranged from me. My kinsfolk have failed, and my familiar friends have forgotten me. They that dwell in my house and my maids count me for a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I called my servant worker, and he gave me no answer. I entreated him with my mouth. My breath is strange to my wife, though I entreated for the children's sake of my own body. Yes, young children despised me. I arose, and they spoke against me. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they whom I loved are turned against me. My bone cleaves to my skin and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. Have pity upon me, have pity upon me, O you my friends, because the hand of the supreme authority, mighty creator, has touched me. Why do you persecute me as the supreme authority, mighty creator, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were now written, oh, that they were printed in a book, that they were graven with an iron pen and lead in the rock forever. Because I know that my Redeemer lives, and that he will stand at the latter day upon the land. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh will I see the supreme authority, mighty creator, whom I will see for myself, and my eyes will look, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. But you should say, Why persecute we him, seeing the root of the matter is found in me? Be you afraid of the sword? Because wrath brings the punishments of the sword, that you may know there is a judgment. Job chapter 20. Then answered Zophar the Naamathite and said, Therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the check of my reproach, and the creative breath of my understanding causes me to answer. Know you not this of old, since man was placed upon land, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the profane but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach to the clouds, yet he will perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him will say, Where is he? He will fly away as a dream, and will not be found. Yes, he will be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him will see him no more, neither will his place any more look him. His children will seek to please the poor, and his hands will restore their goods. His bones are full of the wrong of his youth, which will lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned, it is the gall of asps within him. He has swallowed down riches, and he will vomit them up again. The supreme authority, mighty creator, will cast them out of his belly. He will suck the poison of asps, the viper's tongue will slay him. He will not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for will he restore, and will not swallow it down. According to his substance will the restitution be, and he will not rejoice therein. Because he has oppressed and has forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away a house which he built not. Surely he will not feel quietness in his belly, he will not save of that which he desired. There will none of his meat be left, therefore will no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he will be in straits, every hand of the wicked will come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the supreme authority, mighty creator, will cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and will rain it upon him while he is eating. He will flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of bronze will strike him through. It is drawn and comes out of the body, yes, the glittering sword comes out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness will be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown will consume him. It will go ill with him that is left in his tent. The heavens will reveal his wrongdoing, and the land will rise up against him. The increase of his house will depart, and his goods will flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the supreme authority, mighty creator, and the heritage appointed to him by the supreme authority mighty Creator. Job chapter 21. But Job answered and said, Hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolations. Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken mock on. As for me is my complaint to man, and if it were so, why should not my creative breath be troubled? Mark me and be astonished, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Even when I remember, I am afraid, and trembling takes hold on my flesh. Therefore do the wicked alive become old, yes, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the supreme authority mighty Creator upon them. Their bull gender and fails not, their cow calves and casts not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say to the supreme authority mighty Creator, Depart from us, because we desire not the knowledge of your ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him, and what profit should we have if we pray to him? Look, their good is not in their hand, the counsel of the wicked is far from me. How often is the candle of the wicked put out, and how often comes their destruction upon them? The supreme authority mighty Creator distributes sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carries away. The supreme authority mighty Creator lays up his wrongdoing for his children, he rewards him, and he will know it. His eyes will see his destruction, and he will drink of the wrath of the Almighty. Because what pleasure has he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Will any teach the supreme authority mighty Creator knowledge, seeing he judges those that are high? One dies in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. Another dies in the bitterness of his inner thinking center, and never eats with pleasure. They will lie down alike in the dust, and the worms will cover them. Look, I know your thoughts and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. Because you say, Where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have you not asked them that go by the way, and do you not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction, they will be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who will declare his way to his face, and who will repay him what he has done? Yet will he be brought to the grave, and will remain in the tomb. The clods of the valley will be sweet to him, and every man will draw after him, as there are innumerable before him. How then comfort you me in vain, seeing in your answers there remains falsehood? Job chapter 22. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, Can a man be profitable to the supreme authority mighty Creator, as he that is wise may be profitable to himself? Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that you are right, or is it gain to him that you make your ways perfect? Will he reprove you? For fear of you will he enter with you into judgment. Is not your wickedness great, and your iniquities infinite? Because you have taken the pledge from your brother for nothing, and stripped the naked of their clothing. You have not given water to the weary to drink, and you have withheld bread from the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he had the land, and the honorable man dwelt in it. You have sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. Therefore snares are round about you, and sudden fear troubles you, or darkness that you cannot see, and abundance of waters cover you. Is not the supreme authority mighty Creator in the height of heaven? And look, the height of the stars, how high they are. You say, How does the supreme authority mighty Creator know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are a covering to him, that he sees not, and he walks in the circuit of heaven. Have you marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundation was overflown with a flood, which said to the supreme authority mighty Creator, Depart from us, and what can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filled their houses with good things, but the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The right see it, and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them the fire consumes. Acquaint now yourself with him, and be at peace thereby. Good will come to you. Receive, I pray you, the instruction law from his mouth, and lay up his words in your inner thinking center. If you return to the Almighty, you will be built up. You will put away wrongdoing far from your tents. Then will you lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks. Yes, the Almighty will be your defense, and you will have plenty of silver. Because then will you have your delight in the Almighty, and will lift up your face to the supreme authority, mighty Creator. You will make your prayer to him, and he will hear you, and you will pay your vows. You will also decree a thing, and it will be established to you, and the light will shine upon your ways. When men are cast down, then you will say, there is lifting up, and he will save the humble person. He will deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the pureness of your hands. Job chapter 23. Then Job answered and said, Even today is my complaint bitter, my stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him, and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say to me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. Though the right might dispute with him, so should I be delivered forever from my judge. Look, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand where he does work, but I cannot look him. He hides himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But he knows the way that I take. When he has tried me, I will come forth as gold. My foot has held his steps, his way have I kept, and not declined. Neither have I gone back. From the commandment of his lips I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is in one inner thinking center, and who can turn him? And what his inner thinking center desires, even that he does. Because he performs the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore am I troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him. Because the supreme authority, mighty Creator, makes my inner thinking center soft, and the Almighty troubles me. Because I was not cut off before the darkness, neither has he covered the darkness from my face. Job chapter 24. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless, they take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way, the poor of the land hide themselves together. Look, as wild asses in the wilderness go they forth to their work, rising betimes for a prey. The wilderness yields food for them and for their children. They reap everyone his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains, and embrace the rock for want of a shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the breast, and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the sheaf from the hungry, which make oil within their walls, and tread their winepresses, and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and the inner thinking center of the wounded cries out, yet the supreme authority, mighty Creator, lays not folly to them. They are of those that rebel against the light, they know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. The murderer rising with the light kills the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eye also of the adulterer waits for the twilight, saying, No eye will see me, and disguises his face. In the dark they dig through houses which they had marked for themselves. In the daytime they know not the light, because the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. If one knows them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death. He is swift as the waters, their portion is cursed. In the land he beholds not the way of the vineyards. Drought and heat consume the snow waters, so does the grave those which have did wrong. The womb will forget him, the worm will feed sweetly on him. He will be no more remembered, and wickedness will be broken as a tree. Evil entreats the barren that bears not, and does not good to the widow. He draws also the mighty with his power. He rises up, and no man is sure of life. Though it be given him to be in safety whereon he rests, yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all others, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. If it be not so now, who will make me a liar, and make my speech nothing worth? Job chapter 25. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said, Dominion and fear are with him, he makes peace in his high places. Is there any number of his armies, and upon whom does not his light arise? How then can man be justified with the supreme authority, mighty Creator, or how can he be clean that is born of a woman? Look even to the moon, and it shines not, yes, the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less man that is a worm, and the Son of Man which is a worm? Job chapter 26. But Job answered and said, How have you helped him that is without power? How save you the arm that has no strength? How have you counseled him that has no wisdom? And how have you plentifully declared the thing as it is? To whom have you uttered words, and whose creative breath came from you? Dead things are formed from under the waters, and the inhabitants thereof. Sheol is naked before him, and destruction has no covering. He stretches out the north over the empty place, and hangs the land upon nothing. He binds up the waters in his thick clouds, and the cloud is not rent under them. He holds back the face of his throne, and spreads his cloud upon it. He has compassed the waters with bounds, until the day and night come to an end. The pillars of heaven tremble and are astonished at his reproof. He divides the sea with his power, and by his understanding he smites through the proud. By his creative breath he has garnished the heavens, his hand has formed the crooked serpent. Look, these are parts of his ways, but how little a portion is heard of him. But the thunder of his power, who can understand? Job chapter 27. Moreover Job continued his parable and said, As the supreme authority mighty creator lives, who has taken away my judgment, and the Almighty who has vexed my inner thinking center, all the while my breath is in me, and the creative breath of the supreme authority mighty creator is in my nostrils. My lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Far be it from me that I should justify you till I give up the breath. I will not remove my integrity from me. My rightness I hold fast, and will not let it go. My inner thinking center will not reproach me so long as I live. Let my enemy be as the wicked, and he that rises up against me as the unrighteous. Because what is the hope of the profane, though he has gained? When the supreme authority mighty creator takes away his inner thinking center, will the supreme authority mighty creator hear his cry when trouble comes upon him? Will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon the supreme authority mighty creator? I will teach you by the hand of the supreme authority mighty creator, that which is with the Almighty will I not conceal. Look, all you yourselves have seen it. Why then are you thus altogether vain? This is the portion of a wicked man with the supreme authority mighty creator, and the heritage of oppressors, which they will receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring will not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him will be buried in death, and his widows will not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just will put it on, and the innocent will divide the silver. He builds his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper makes. The rich man will lie down, but he will not be gathered. He opens his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest steals him away in the night. The east wind carries him away, and he departs, and as a storm hurls him out of his place. Because the supreme authority mighty creator will cast upon him, and not spare, he would fain flee out of his hand. Men will clap their hands at him, and will hiss him out of his place. Job chapter 28. Surely there is a vein for the silver, and a place for gold where they refine it. Iron is taken out of the land, and bronze is molten out of the stone. He sets an end to darkness, and searches out all perfection, the stones of darkness and the shadow of death. The flood breaks out from the inhabitant, even the waters forgotten at the foot. They are dried up, they are gone away from men. As for the land, out of it comes bread, and under it is turned up as it were fire. The stones of it are the place of sapphires, and it has dust of gold. There is a path which no fowl knows, and which the vulture's eye has not seen. The lion's whelps have not trodden it, nor the fierce lion passed by it. He puts forth his hand upon the rock, he overturns the mountains by the roots. He cuts out rivers among the rocks, and his eye sees every precious thing. He binds the floods from overflowing, and the thing that is hid brings he forth to light. But where will wisdom be found, and where is the place of understanding? Man knows not the price thereof, neither is it found in the land of the living. The deep says, It is not in me, and the sea says, It is not with me. It cannot be gotten for gold, neither will silver be weighed for the price thereof. It cannot be valued with the gold of Ophir, with the precious onyx or the sapphire. The gold and the crystal cannot equal it, and the exchange of it will not be for jewels of fine gold. No mention will be made of coral or of pearls, because the price of wisdom is above rubies. The topaz of Ethiopia will not equal it, neither will it be valued with pure gold. From where then comes wisdom, and where is the place of understanding? Seeing it is hid from from the eyes of all living and kept close from the birds of the air. Destruction and death say we have heard the fame thereof with our ears. The supreme authority mighty creator understands the way thereof, and he knows the place thereof, because he looks to the ends of the land and sees under the whole heavens, to make the weight for the winds, and he weighs the waters by measure. When he made a decree for the rain and a way for the lightning of the thunder, then did he see it and declare it, he prepared it, yes, and searched it out. To man he said, look, the fear of the supreme authority mighty creator, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Job chapter 29. Moreover Job continued his parable and said, O that I were as in months past, as in the days when the supreme authority mighty creator preserved me, when his candle shined upon my head, and when by his light I walked through darkness, as I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of the supreme authority mighty creator was upon my tabernacle, when the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were about me, when I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil. When I went out to the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street, the young men saw me and hid themselves, and the aged arose and stood up. The princes refrained talking and laid their hand on their mouth. The nobles held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth. When the ear heard me, then it blessed me, and when the eye saw me, it gave witness to me. Because I delivered the poor that cried, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help him. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow's inner thinking center to sing for joy. I put on rightness, and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem. I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame. I was a father to the poor, and the cause which I knew not I searched out. I broke the jaws of the wicked, and plucked the spoil out of his teeth. Then I said, I will die in my nest, and I will multiply my days as the sand. My root was spread out by the waters, and the dew lay all night upon my branch. My glory was fresh in me, and my bow was renewed in my hand. To me men gave ear, and waited, and kept silence at my counsel. After my words they spoke not again, and my speech dropped upon them. They waited for me as for the rain, and they opened their mouth wide as for the latter rain. If I laughed on them, they believed it not, and the light of my countenance they cast not down. I chose out their way, and sat chief, and dwelt as a king in the army, as one that comforts the mourners. Job chapter 30. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yes, therefore might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes, and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men, they cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the land, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yes, children of base men, they were viler than the land. And now am I their psalm, yes, I am their byword. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. Because he has loosed my cord and afflicted me, they have also let loose the bridle before me. Upon my right hand rise the youth, they push away my feet, and they raise up against me the ways of their destruction. They mar my path, they set forward my calamity, they have no helper. They came upon me as a wide breaking in of waters in the desolation. They rolled themselves upon me. Terrors are turned upon me, they pursue my inner thinking center as the wind, and my welfare passes away as a cloud. And now my inner thinking center is poured out upon me, the days of affliction have taken hold upon me. My bones are pierced in me in the night season, and my sinews take no rest. By the great force of my disease is my garment changed, it binds me about as the color of my coat. He has cast me into the mire, and I am become like dust and ashes. I cry to you, and you do not hear me. I stand up, and you regard me not. You are become cruel to me. With your strong hand you oppose yourself against me. You lift me up to the wind, you cause me to ride upon it, and to solve my substance. Because I know that you will bring me to death, and to the house appointed for all living. Howbeit he will not stretch out his hand to the grave, though they cry in his destruction. Did not I weep for him that was in trouble? Was not my inner thinking center grieved for the poor? When I looked for good, then evil came to me, and when I waited for light, there came darkness. My inner thinking center is troubled and rests not. The days of affliction prevented me. I went mourning without the sun. I stood up and I cried in the congregation. I am a brother to dragons and a companion to owls. My skin is black upon me and my bones are burned with heat. My harp also is turned to mourning and my organ into the voice of them that weep. Job chapter 31. I made a binding agreement with my eyes. Why then should I think upon a maiden? Because what portion of the supreme authority mighty creator is from above, and what inheritance of the Almighty from on high? Is not destruction to the wicked and a strange punishment to the workers of wrongdoing? Does not he see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot has hasted to deceit, let me be weighed in an even balance, that the supreme authority mighty creator may know my integrity. If my step has turned out of the way, and my inner thinking center walked after my eyes, and if any blood has cleaved to my hands, then let me sow and let another eat, yes, let my offspring be rooted out. If my inner thinking center has been deceived by a woman, or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind to another, and let others bow down upon her. Because this is an heinous crime, yes, it is an wrongdoing to be punished by the judges. Because it is a fire that consumes to destruction, and would root out all my increase. If I did despise the cause of my manservant or of my maidservant when they contended with me, what then will I do? When the supreme authority mighty creator rises up, and when he visits, what will I answer him? Did not he that made me in the womb make him, and did not one fashion us in the womb? If I have withheld the poor from their desire, or have caused the eyes of the widow to fail, or have eaten my morsel myself alone, and the fatherless has not eaten thereof, because from my youth he was brought up with me as with a father, and I have guided her from my mother's womb. If I have seen any perish for want of clothing, or any poor without covering, if his loins have not blessed me, and if he were not warmed with the fleece of my sheep, if I have lifted up my hand against the fatherless, when I saw my help in the gate, then let my arm fall from my shoulder blade, and my arm be broken from the bone. Because destruction from the supreme authority mighty creator was a terror to me, and by reason of his highness I could not endure. If I have made gold my hope, or have said to the fine gold, you are my confidence. If I rejoiced because my wealth was great, and because my hand had gotten much. If I beheld the sun when it shined, or the moon walking in brightness, and my inner thinking center has been secretly enticed, or my mouth has kissed my hand, this also were an wrongdoing to be punished by the judge. Because I should have denied the supreme authority mighty creator that is above. If I rejoiced at the destruction of him that hated me, or lifted up myself when evil found him, neither have I allowed my mouth to wrong by wishing a curse to his inner thinking center. If the men of my tabernacle said not, oh, that we had of his flesh, we cannot be satisfied. The stranger did not lodge in the street, but I opened my doors to the traveler. If I covered my rebellious wrongs as Adam, by hiding my wrongdoing in my bosom, did I fear a great multitude, or did the contempt of families terrify me, that I kept silence, and went not out of the door? Oh, that one would hear me look! My desire is that the Almighty would answer me, and that my adversary had written a book. Surely I would take it upon my shoulder, and bind it as a crown to me. I would declare to him the number of my steps as a prince, but I go near to him. If my land cry against me, or that the furrows likewise complain, if I have eaten the fruits thereof without money, or have caused the owners thereof to give up the breath, let thistles grow instead of wheat, and cockle instead of barley. The words of Job are ended. Job chapter 32. So these three men ceased to answer Job, because he was right in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu the son of Barashel the Buzite of the kindred of Ram against Job. Was his wrath kindled, because he justified himself rather than the supreme authority mighty creator. Also against his three friends was his wrath kindled, because they had found no answer, and yet had condemned Job. Now Elihu had waited till Job had spoken, because they were older than he. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, then his wrath was kindled. Elihu the son of Barashel the Buzite answered, and said, I am young, and you are very old, therefore I was afraid. and dared not show you my opinion. I said days should speak and multitude of years should teach wisdom, but there is a creative breath in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty gives them understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. Therefore I said, listen to me, I also will show my opinion. Look, I waited for your words, I gave ear to your reasons while you searched out what to say. Yes, I attended to you, and look, there was none of you that convinced Job or that answered his words. Lest you should say, we have found out wisdom, the supreme authority, mighty creator thrusts him down, not man. Now he has not directed his words against me, neither will I answer him with your speeches. They were amazed, they answered no more, they left off speaking. When I had waited, because they spoke not, but stood still and answered no more, I said, I will answer also my part, I also will show my opinion. Because I am full of matter, the creative breath within me constrains me. Look, my belly is as wine which has no vent, it is ready to burst like new bottles. I will speak that I may be refreshed, I will open my lips and answer. Let me not, I pray you, accept any man's person, neither let me give flattering titles to man, because I know not to give flattering titles, and so doing my Maker would soon take me away. Job chapter 33. Therefore, Job, I pray you, hear my speeches and listen to all my words. Look, now I have opened my mouth, my tongue has spoken in my mouth. My words will be of the uprightness of my inner thinking center, and my lips will utter knowledge clearly. The creative breath of the supreme authority, mighty creator, has made me, and the breath of the Almighty has given me life. If you can answer me, set your words in order before me, stand up. Look, I am according to your wish in the supreme authority, mighty creator's stead, I also am formed out of the clay. Look, my terror will not make you afraid, neither will my hand be heavy upon you. Surely you have spoken in my hearing, and I have heard the voice of your words, saying, I am clean without rebellious wrong, I am innocent, neither is there wrongdoing in me. Look, he finds occasions against me, he counts me for his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks, he marks all my paths. Look, in this you are not just, I will answer you that the supreme authority, mighty creator, is greater than man. Why do you strive against him? Because he gives not account of any of his matters. Because the supreme authority, mighty creator, speaks once, yes, twice, yet man perceives it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men in slumberings upon the bed, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keeps back his inner thinking center from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. He is chastened also with pain upon his bed, and the multitude of his bones with strong pain, so that his life abhors bread, and his inner thinking center dainty meat. His flesh is consumed away that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were not seen stick out. Yes, his inner thinking center draws near to the grave, and his life to the destroyers. If there be a messenger with him, an interpreter, one among 1,000, to show to man his uprightness, then he is gracious to him, and says, deliver him from going down to the pit, I have found ransom. His flesh will be fresher than a child's, he will return to the days of his youth. He will pray to the supreme authority, mighty creator, and he will be favorable to him, and he will see his face with joy, because he will render to man his rightness. He looks upon men, and if any say, I have did wrong, and perverted that which was right, and it profited me not, he will deliver his inner thinking center from going into the pit, and his life will see the light. Look, all these things works the supreme authority, mighty creator, oftentimes with man, to bring back his inner thinking center from the pit, to be enlightened with the light of the living. Mark well, O Job, listen to me, hold your peace, and I will speak. If you have anything to say, answer me, speak, because I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me, hold your peace, and I will teach you wisdom. Job chapter 34. Furthermore, Elihu answered and said, Hear my words, O you wise men, and give ear to me, you that have knowledge, because the ear tries words as the mouth tastes meat. Let us choose to us judgment, let us know among ourselves what is good. Because Job has said, I am right, and the supreme authority, mighty creator, has taken away my judgment. Should I lie against my right? My wound is incurable without rebellious wrong. What man is like Job, who drinks scorn like water, which goes in company with the workers of wrongdoing, and walks with wicked men? Because he has said, it profits a man nothing that he should delight himself with the supreme authority, mighty creator. Therefore listen, to me, you men of understanding, far be it from the supreme authority, mighty Creator, that he should do wickedness, and from the Almighty, that he should commit wrongdoing. Because the work of a man will he render to him, and cause every man to find according to his ways. Yes, surely the supreme authority, mighty Creator, will not do wickedly, neither will the Almighty pervert judgment. Who has given him a charge over the land, or who has disposed the whole world? If he set his inner thinking center upon man, if he gather to himself his creative breath, and his breath, all flesh will perish together, and man will turn again to dust. If now you have understanding, hear this, listen to the voice of my words. Will even he that hates right govern, and will you condemn him that is most just? Is it fit to say to a king ruler, you are wicked, and to princes you are profane? How much less to him that accepts not the persons of princes, nor regards the rich more than the poor, because they all are the work of his hands. In a moment will they die, and the people group will be troubled at midnight and pass away, and the mighty will be taken away without hand, because his eyes are upon the ways of man, and he sees all his goings. There is no darkness nor shadow of death, where the workers of wrongdoing may hide themselves, because he will not lay upon man more and right that he should enter into judgment with the supreme authority, mighty Creator. He will break in pieces mighty men without number, and set others in their stead. Therefore he knows their works, and he overturns them in the night, so that they are destroyed. He strikes them as wicked men in the open sight of others, because they turned back from him, and would not consider any of his ways, so that they cause the cry of the poor to come to him, and he hears the cry of the afflicted. When he gives quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hides his face, who then can look him? Whether it be done against a nation, or against a man only, that the profane man reign not, lest the people group be ensnared. Surely it is meet to be said to the supreme authority, mighty Creator, I have borne chastisement, I will not offend any more. That which I see not teach you me. If I have done wrongdoing, I will do no more. Should it be according to your mind, he will recompense it, whether you refuse or whether you choose. And not I therefore speak what you know. Let men of understanding tell me, and let a wise man listen to me. Job has spoken without knowledge, and his words were without wisdom. My desire is that Job may be tried to the end, because of his answers for wicked men. Because he adds rebellion to his wrong, he claps his hands among us, and multiplies his words against the supreme authority, mighty Creator. Job chapter 35. Elihu spoke moreover and said, Think you this to be right, that you said, My rightness is more than the supreme authority, mighty Creator's? Because you said, What advantage will it be to you? And what profit will I have if I be cleansed from my wrong? I will answer you and your companions with you. Look to the heavens and see, and look the clouds which are higher than you. If you wrong, what do you against him? Or if your rebellious wrongs be multiplied, what do you to him? If you be right, what give you him? Or what receives he of your hand? Your wickedness may hurt a man as you are, and your rightness may profit the Son of Man. By reason of the multitude of oppressions they make the oppressed to cry, they cry out by reason of the arm of the mighty. But none says, Where is the supreme authority, mighty Creator, my Maker, who gives songs in the night, who teaches us more than the beasts of the land, and makes us wiser than the birds of the heavens? There they cry, but none gives answer, because of the pride of evil men. Surely the supreme authority, mighty Creator, will not hear vanity, neither will the Almighty regard it. Although you say you will not see him, yet judgment is before him, therefore trust you in him. But now, because it is not so, he has visited in his anger, yet he knows it not in great extremity. Therefore does Job open his mouth in vain, he multiplies words without knowledge. Job chapter 36. Elihu also proceeded and said, Suffer me a little, and I will show you that I have yet to speak on the supreme authority, mighty Creator's behalf. I will fetch my knowledge from afar, and will ascribe rightness to my Maker. Because truly my words will not be false, he that is perfect in knowledge is with you. Look, the supreme authority, mighty Creator, is mighty, and despises not any. He is mighty in strength and wisdom. He preserves not the life of the wicked, but gives right to the poor. He withdraws not his eyes from the right. But with king rulers are they on the throne, yes, he establishes them forever, and they are exalted. If they be bound in fetters and be held in cords of affliction, then he shows them their work and their rebellious wrongs that they have exceeded. He opens also their ear to discipline, and commands that they return from wrongdoing. If they obey and serve him, they will spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasures. But if they obey not, they will perish by the sword, and they will die without knowledge. But the profane in inner thinking center heap up wrath. They cry not when he binds them. They die in youth, and their life is among the unclean. He delivers the poor in his affliction, and opens their ears in oppression. Even so would he have removed you out of the strait into a broad place, where there is no straightness, and that which should be set on your table would be full of fatness. But you have fulfilled the judgment of the wicked. Judgment and justice take hold on you. Because there is wrath, beware lest he take you away with his stroke. Then a great ransom cannot deliver you. Will he esteem your riches? No, not gold, nor all the forces of strength. Desire not the night, when people group are cut off in their place. Take heed, regard not wrongdoing, because this have you chosen rather than affliction. Look, the supreme authority, mighty creator, exalts by his power who teaches like him. Who has enjoined him his way, or who can say you have wrought wrongdoing? Remember that you magnify his work, which men look. Every man may see it, man may look it afar off. Look, the supreme authority, mighty creator, is great, and we know him not, neither can the number of his years be searched out. Because he makes small the drops of water, they pour down rain according to the vapor thereof, which the clouds do drop and distill upon man abundantly. Also can any understand the spreadings of the clouds, or the noise of his tabernacle? Look, he spreads his light upon it, and covers the bottom of the sea. Because by them judges he the people group, he gives meat in abundance. With clouds he covers the light, and commands it not to shine by the cloud that comes between. The noise thereof shows concerning it the cattle, also concerning the vapor. Job chapter 37. At this also my inner thinking center trembles and is moved out of his place. Hear attentively the noise of his voice and the sound that goes out of his mouth. He directs it under the whole heaven, and his lightning to the ends of the land. After it a voice roars, he thunders with the voice of his excellency, and he will not stay them when his voice is heard. The supreme authority, mighty creator, thunders marvelously with his voice. Great things does he which we cannot comprehend. Because he says to the snow, be you upon the land, likewise to the small rain, and to the great rain of his strength. He seals up the hand of every man, that all men may know his work. Then the beasts go into dens and remain in their places. Out of the south comes the whirlwind, and cold out of the north. By the breath of the supreme authority, mighty creator, frost is given, and the breadth of the waters is straitened. Also by watering he wearies the thick cloud, he scatters his bright cloud. It is turned round about by his counsels, that they may do whatever he commands them upon the face of the world in the land. He causes it to come, whether for correction or for his land or for trust loyalty. Listen to this, O Job, stand still and consider the wondrous works of the supreme authority, mighty creator. Do you know when the supreme authority, mighty creator, disposed them, and caused the light of his cloud to shine? Do you know the balancings of the clouds, the wondrous works of him, which is perfect in knowledge? How your garments are warm when he quiets the land by the south wind. Have you with him spread out the sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass? Teach us what we will say to him, because we cannot order our speech by reason of darkness. Will it be told him that I speak? If a man speak, surely he will be swallowed up. And now men see not the bright light which is in the clouds, but the wind passes and cleanses them. Fair weather comes out of the north with the supreme authority, mighty creator is terrible majesty. Touching the Almighty we cannot find him out. He is excellent in power and in judgment, and in plenty of justice he will not afflict. Men do therefore fear him, he respects not any that are wise of inner thinking center. Job chapter 38. Then he exists, answered Job out of the whirlwind, and said, Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now your loins like a man, because I will demand of you, and answer you me. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the land? Declare if you have understanding. Who has laid the measures thereof, if you know, or who has stretched the line upon it? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened, or who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of the supreme authority, mighty creator, shouted for joy, or who shut up the sea with doors, when it broke forth as if it had issued out of the womb, when I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness a swaddling band for it, and broke up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors, and said, Here will you come, but no further, and here will your proud waves be stayed. Have you commanded the morning since your days, and caused the dayspring to know his place, that it might take hold of the ends of the land, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? It is turned as clay to the seal, and they stand as a garment. From the wicked their light is withheld, and the high arm will be broken. Have you entered into the springs of the sea, or have you walked in the search of the depth? Have the gates of death been opened to you, or have you seen the doors of the shadow of death? Have you perceived the breadth of the land? Declare, if you know it all. Where is the way where light dwells, and as for darkness, where is the place thereof? That you should take it to the bound thereof, and that you should know the paths to the house thereof. Know you it because you were then born, or because the number of your days is great? Have you entered into the treasures of the snow, or have you seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? By what way is the light parted, which scatters the east wind upon the land? Who has divided a watercourse for the overflowing of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder, to cause it to rain on the land where no man is, on the wilderness wherein there is no man, to satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forth? Has the rain a father, or who has begotten the drops of dew, out of whose womb came the ice and the hoary frost of heaven? Who has gendered it? The waters are hid as with a stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. Can you bind the sweet influences of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Can you bring forth Masoretic in his season, or can you guide Arcturus with his sons? Know you the ordinances of heaven? Can you set the dominion thereof in the land? Can you lift up your voice to the clouds, that abundance of waters may cover you? Can you send lightnings, that they may go and say to you, here we are? Who has put wisdom in the inward parts, or who has given understanding to the inner thinking center? Who can number the clouds in wisdom, or who can stay the bottles of heaven? When the dust grows into hardness, and the clods cleave fast together, will you hunt the prey for the lion, or fill the appetite of the young lions? When they couch in their dens, and abide in the covert to lie in wait, who provides for the raven his food, when his young ones cry to the supreme authority? Mighty Creator, they wonder for lack of meat. Job chapter 39. Know ye the time when the wild goats of the rock bring forth, or can you mark when the hinds do calve? Can you number the months that they fulfill, or know you the time when they bring forth? They bow themselves, they bring forth their young ones, they cast out their sorrows. Their young ones are in good liking, they grow up with corn, they go forth and return not to them. Who has sent out the wild ass free, or who has loosed the bands of the wild ass? Whose house I have made the wilderness, and the barren land his dwellings. He scorns the multitude of the city, neither regards he the crying of the driver. The range of the mountains is his pasture, and he searches after every green thing. Will the wild ox be willing to serve you, or abide by your crib? Can you bind the wild ox with his band in the furrow, or will he harrow the valleys after you? Will you trust him because his strength is great, or will you leave your labor to him? Will you believe him that he will bring home your seed, and gather it into your barn? Gave you the goodly wings to the peacocks, or wings and feathers to the ostrich, which leaves her eggs in the land, and warms them in dust, and forgets that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. Because the supreme authority, mighty Creator, has deprived her of wisdom, neither has he imparted to her understanding. What time she lifts up herself on high, she scorns the horse and his rider. Have you given the horse strength? Have you clothed his neck with thunder? Can you make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible. He paws in the valley and rejoices in his strength. He goes on to meet the armed men. He mocks at fear and is not afraid, neither turns he back from the sword. The quiver rattles against him, the glittering spear and the shield. He swallows the ground with fierceness and rage, neither believes he that it is the sound of the trumpet. He says among the trumpets, ha ha, and he smells the battle afar off, the thunder of the captains and the shouting. Does the hawk fly by your wisdom, and stretch her wings toward the south? Does the eagle mount up at your command, and make her nest on high? She dwells and abides on the rock, upon the crag of the rock, in the strong place. From there she seeks the prey, and her eyes look afar off. Her young ones also suck up blood, and where the slain are, there is she. Job chapter 40. Moreover he exists, answered Job and said, Will he that contends with the Almighty instruct him? He that reproves the supreme authority, mighty Creator, let him answer it. Then Job answered, He exists, and said, Look, I am vile. What will I answer you? I will lay my hand upon my mouth. Once have I spoken, but I will not answer. Yes, twice, but I will proceed no further. Then answered He exists to Job out of the whirlwind and said, Gird up your loins now, like a man I will demand of you and declare you to me. Will you also disannul my judgment? Will you condemn me that you may be right? Have you an arm like the supreme authority, mighty Creator, or can you thunder with a voice like him? Deck yourself now with majesty and excellency, and array yourself with glory and beauty. Cast abroad the rage of your wrath, and look everyone that is proud, and abase him. Look on everyone that is proud, and bring him low, and tread down the wicked in their place. Hide them in the dust together, and bind their faces in secret. Then will I also confess to you that your own right hand can save you. Look now, Behemoth, which I made with you, he eats grass as an ox. Look now, his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moves his tail like a cedar, the sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong pieces of bronze, his bones are like bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of the supreme authority, mighty Creator. He that made him can make his sword to approach to him. Surely the mountains bring him forth food, where all the beasts of the field play. He lies under the shady trees in the covert of the reed and fens. The shady trees cover him with their shadow, the willows of the brook compass him about. Look, he drinks up a river, and hastens not. He trusts that he can draw up Jordan into his mouth. He takes it with his eyes, his nose pierces through snares. Job chapter 41. Can you draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which you let down? Can you put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make many supplications to you? Will he speak soft words to you? Will he make a binding agreement with you? Will you take him for a servant worker forever? Will you play with him as with a bird, or will you bind him for your maidens? Will the companions make a banquet of him? Will they part him among the merchants? Can you fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay your hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more. Look, the hope of him is in vain, will not one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dare stir him up, who then is able to stand before me? Who has prevented me that I should repay him? Whatever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride shut up together as with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another, they stick together that they cannot be sundered. By his sneezings a light does shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goes smoke as out of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindles coals, and a flame goes out of his mouth. In his neck remains strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together, they are firm in themselves, they cannot be moved. His inner thinking center is as firm as a stone, yes, as hard as a piece of the nether millstone. When he raises up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings they purify themselves. The sword of him that lays at him cannot hold the spear, the dart, nor the habergeon. He esteems iron as straw, and bronze as rotten wood. The arrow cannot make him flee. Slingstones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laughs at the shaking of a spear. Sharp stones are under him. He spreads sharp-pointed things upon the mire. He makes the deep to boil like a pot. He makes the sea like a pot of ointment. He makes a path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be gray-headed. Upon land there is not his like, who was made without fear. He beholds all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. Job chapter 42. Then Job answered, He exists, and said, I know that you can do everything, and that no thought can be withheld from you. Who is he that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore have I uttered that I understood not things too wonderful for me, which I knew not. Hear, I beseech you, and I will speak. I will demand of you, and declare you to me. I have heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Therefore I abhor myself, and repent in dust and ashes. It was so that after he exists had spoken these words to Job. He exists said to Eliphaz the Temanite, my wrath is kindled against you and against your 2 friends, because you have not spoken of me the thing that is right, as my servant worker Job has. Therefore take to you now 7 bullocks and 7 rams, and go to my servant worker Job and offer up for yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant worker Job will pray for you, because him will I accept, lest I deal with you after your folly, in that you have not spoken of me the thing which is right, like my servant worker Job. So Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite went and did according as he exists commanded them. He exists also accepted Job. He exists turned the captivity of Job. When he prayed for his friends also he exists gave Job twice as much as he had before. Then came there to him all his brothers and all his sisters and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house, and they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evil that he exists had brought upon him. Every man also gave him a piece of money, and every one an earring of gold. So he exists blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, because he had 14,000 sheep, and 6,000 camels, and 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she-asses. He had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. He called the name of the first Jemimah, and the name of the second Keziah, and the name of the third Karen Hapach. In all the land were no women found so fair as the daughters of Job, and their father gave them inheritance among their brothers. After this lived Job 140 years, and saw his sons and his sons' sons, even 4 generations. So Job died, being old and full of days.